This joins me now. Brad, the track seemed to play very evenly in the end.
It did, Richie. Yeah, it was a greatly presented track today. And talking to Cameron Sutherland just after the last race, he was very pleased with its overall performance today and winners coming from various positions.
Okay, well, we had a good four. The penetrometer was 6.6 and the rail in the true position. The first race, you spoke to Lucy Warwick regarding the run of Uncle George.
Yeah, that's right. She was tracking Saxon's Patch in running and she shifted off the fence from about the 700 metres looking to improve at that stage, but got held up. She felt that Saxon's Patch wasn't going to take her into the race, but as we saw, Saxon's Patch was able to go on and win the race, and we felt that given the explanation it wasn't entirely unreasonable, Richie, so we took it no further. Saxon's Patch, we saw that it improved greatly. Gary Crispin put forward, this horse has had a lot of shoeing difficulties since he got the horse, and he's had that overcome. He's taken the bar shoes off, it's shown natural improvement, also dropped considerably in weight today and natural improvement, and had been able to get away with a moderate pace, and they're all contributing factors to its winning run.
Saw the first running of the Marjorie Charlson Classic over the 1200 metres and just a few little mentions.
Yeah, there was. Cadenza just held up for a short distance prior to straightening, and Wink and a Nod caught wide throughout.
Race number 3 was the Amelia Park Beef Handicap over the 1500 metres, and you had a vet's exam of Woodbine.
Woodbine, yes. So this horse was slow to recover and general stiffness to the hindquarters. We saw that it led and then tied quite appreciably in the straight. And back to a walk was again disappointing. This horse was vetted last start also, and again no abnormalities today. But Gino Paletti will have it undergo a full veterinary examination, including an endoscope, and he'll let us know of those results.
Nothing to speak of out of the Mel Vista. The WA Oaks over the 2400 metres. A little bit of a report here on Dreamtime Dancer.
Yeah, prior to the race there, Richie, we were notified by trainer Adam Durant that it was the expectation today to try and get some cover. However, Dreamtime Dancer got out of the barriers very well, commenced to over race and really couldn't come back to its rider, so was able to go on and lead the event.
Race number 6 and the Australian Reliance Handicap over the 1100. Celebrity Dream looked a touch unlucky.
Yeah, it was, Richie. It was held up from about the 400 till near the 150 metres. Long knife. It was vetted following the race. Rider put forward it made a respiratory noise post-race, so this horse will have an endoscopic examination. And Deandy's just come back with some mild exertional heat illness after being caught wide throughout in the run.
Okay, quite a few mentions to a lot of horses out of the Karrakatta.
Yeah, the River raced keenly through the early and middle stages, also wide for a majority, vetted out well. Out of Karma Sky, we saw that it tied quite badly in the straight, but it vetted well too at this stage, so we'll just follow up to see how it's recovered following the run. Speeding Comet, it was held up until about the 200 metre mark, as was Saul's Special, which couldn't get clear until about that same stage.
And we've just seen the running of race number 8, the Amelia Park Lamb Sprint over the 1200, and your initial thoughts?
Yeah, Gigonde just looked held up there in the early part of the straight there, Richie, and Senso disappointing. The vets are looking at Senso now, so we'll report that in the final release of the report on the Chris site later today.
Okay, and have you got some late or general reports, Brett?
Yeah, there were a number there, Richie, from last Saturday. We'll just give you some of the more significant ones. Nobel Image, it recovered well, but we'll go for a spell from last week. And Zuccaros, it raced a bit more prominently than had been expected, and that was the reason put forward for its disappointing performance last week. And for those punters that followed Geraldton, Full Steam Ahead was very disappointing on Thursday. The blinkers will be removed from Full Steam Ahead now, and it will trial before resuming racing.
He's been a bit of a problem horse over the last few years, Full Steam Ahead.
He's had many gear changes, Richie, that horse.
And featured in the Stewards Report of Fairbeck. Thanks for your time, Brad. Terrific. All in all, great day's racing.
Excellent day's racing. Thanks, Richie.
Brad Lewis from the Stewards Room, wrapping up today's card, the Karrakatta Oaks. It's been a fantastic day. We hope to see you here next week or tomorrow for the big Pinjarra Cup meeting.